Hello everybody, welcome to our walkthrough for the learning activity on ChatGPT. So let's get right into it and kind of play around with it. I have been playing with it most of the afternoon, and I'm going to kind of go over a few things about the whole GPT environment. So let's let's go back and look at that learning activity. So we've got this bond that's being issued. We have all of the, pertinent bond information right here. Okay. We know the term, face value, the annual coupon rate, and the discount rate or the required rate of return, whatever you want to call it, is all there. So the first thing I would do is I'm going to copy this and I'm going to go back into ChatGPT, and what here's the insight that I've had from all of this. I designed this learning activity last week, and I wasn't thinking. I was using GPT-4 mode, and I completed it within 15 minutes. I have found some what I would consider serious shortcomings with 3.5 with its mathematical ability. 4, it nailed it right away. So let's see what we can do with 3 here and how close we can get. Also for the assignment, let me go back because there were some questions about what do you need to do for the assignment. It is really simple. You're going to copy the prompts that you use. You may need 1 or 2 prompts to get to an answer. Just whatever successful prompts that you were using. Some of them, you may get one that's a complete dead end, and that's fine. I don't need to know that. But whatever prompts that you were using to get to your, successful answer, list those there. It might be 1, 2, maybe 3. And then you're just going to list the output. So it'd be really simple. It'd be like question number 1, prompts. And then you'll list those prompts that you have. 1, maybe 2, who knows, maybe 3. Then you're going to put output, and then you're just going to copy that and drop that right in there. That's it. And you're going to do that for all 3 of these. What I want you to do is, look at the output, see if it makes sense. That's where I was looking at 3.5, GPT 3.5 today, and in shooting this video, and I'm like, because I wanted to shoot it. I wanted to shoot the video in the same version that you guys will be using. And my eye opener was how different they really are. 4, again, was solved these problems without a lot of manipulation. So, but we're just going to kind of go with that. I guess that's what these language models could be good for and what they're not necessarily good for, and which language model you use, I think, is really, really important. I had seen numerous videos about the differences about 3.5 and 4, about how many more, tokens, whatever you want to call them, connections. It's almost like synaptic connections, but 4 has a significant order of magnitude more tokens or connections than 3.5. And that really became evident when I shifted over to 3.5 to solve this case study. But let's just see what we can get out of it, and we'll just kind of go from there, and then we'll retool maybe a little bit with some of these other tasks that we're going to ask and play with GPT. So, all right, so let's go back to, we've got that information there. We talked about this part, what you're going to actually just put in the assignment, and we're going to answer these questions right here. Again, you're just going to copy your prompts, and you're going to put your output. That's it for each one of those 3. And number 4 is not a big deal because that's just summarizing your impressions and your experience with this assignment. All right, so we've got our basics here. Before we jump up, so I'm going to jump back on this bond valuation. So we have to set the framework and tell it what we want. So I'm just going to copy all of this. It's got all the information that we need right there. And I'm going to go up to here, and I'm going to drop it. Make sure I'm on 3.5. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to do some cleanup here a little bit to try to get us close. All right. And we're going to answer question number 1. All right. I'm just going to copy it like that. Let's just see what happens. I'm going to clean a little bit up because I definitely know that 3.5, I have to explain a little bit more when I talk to 3.5. Okay, so here we go. All right, MedHealth Systems is a renowned health system operating in multiple hospitals and clinics throughout the U.S. I don't really need that. It doesn't need to know that. It's just made up anyway. It doesn't need to know this, so I'm going to eliminate that. Okay, so MedHealth plans to issue a 15-year bond with a face value of $5,000 and a semi-annual coupon rate of 6%. There's a lot packed into that little phrase, okay? So I'm going to unpack that semi-annual coupon rate of 6%. So, and I'm going to get rid of this, okay? And, well, let's see, and a semi-annual coupon payment with an annual with an annual rate of 6%. Get some water here. Okay, sorry for the swallowing sounds there. Need to drink a little bit. All right, so with an annual payment of 6%, okay, that looks good. Assume a discount rate of 8%. I am going to change that to assume an annual discount rate of 6%. Calculate the present value of coupon payments. I guess I could leave that. Determine the total amount, the total annual coupon payment based on the coupon rate and face value, then divide by 2 for semi-annual payment. I probably don't need to put that in there. Hopefully it knows that. I don't need to worry too much about capitals and stuff. Okay, calculate the present value of these cash flows. Which cash flows? Of the, let me maybe be more clear, of the semi-annual coupon payments. And I'll leave the word cash. I deleted that. Cash flows. Using a, well, you know, that's a repeat there. Using a discount rate of 8%. So we'll get rid of this. This is called prompt engineering, folks. So you are now prompt engineers. You can tell your friends and family that you are learning prompt engineering for artificial intelligence. It's just what to tell the AI. All right, so let's see. MedHealth plans to issue a 15-year bond with a face value of $5,000 and a semi-annual coupon payment. With an annual rate of 6% and semi-annual coupon payments with an annual rate of 6%. Calculate the present value of coupon payments only. Calculate the present value. Calculate the present value of, I'm going to put all coupon payments only. This is kind of repetitive here, but we'll leave it in. And I've also noticed that sometimes it will provide me everything but a numerical answer. So it'll like set it up. It will show all of the formulas and the numbers in the formulas, but then it will not like go to the next step. So let's see what we can do here. I'm going to say, please give a numerical answer. All right, guys, let's see what it does. And we are going to, I think, go with this. If it's, look at this. It is pretty cool how it does it. Now see, it stopped. Isn't that interesting? Calculating the sum of these terms gives us the present value of the coupon payments. Now I can see, interestingly enough, that it is using the, it is not factored in the discount rate correctly. But I'm just going to nudge it. Solve. Okay, see how I had to nudge it a bit to solve it? Okay, we're going to go with this because it is pretty close. I noticed that it didn't quite nail it exactly. So, for example, I went to our arachnoid calculator. I'll drag that over here. And the correct answer should be, again, right around, $2,590 some odd dollars. That would be the correct answer. I can see where the, and the key is the AI wasn't smart enough to adjust the that discount rate. It used 8% and not 4% because it didn't adjust for the semi-annual piece of it. So, but we'll go with it for now. I think it's pretty close, close enough for what we're doing here and just kind of getting our feet wet with learning this. Now, what I do want to do is let me just put these prompts in here. I'm gonna copy this prompt, and just for the heck of it, I'm gonna jump over to the GPT 4, and let's see what it gives us. I do love how it explains everything as it goes. Looks like it's nailing the interest rate this time. You could see that 0.04. Yeah, nailed it. So, I mean, within a few bucks. Rounding errors. It does some rounding. So, this is, I don't want you guys to go out and buy 4. I mean, don't spend the money, but maybe someday you do. You might want to look at leveling up to 4. Again, I just put that same prompt into the GPT-4 engine, and the correct answer is $2,593.80. Again, it does do some rounding in there. I don't know to what decimal place, where our arachnoid calculator might go out further decimal points, but we're within. I think we're within $11. So pretty good. And it nailed it. It knew to take that interest rate, that discount rate, instead of using 8, it used 4, where the other, again, the other are really good, capable friend 3.5, but isn't quite as smart as 4. So, all right, so there you go, guys. What you may want to do, let me jump back to what's nice about this. If you've been playing around, you have these conversations. These chats are separate conversations. And if you noticed, when I went to the 4, I opened up a new chat and started, fresh. If you ever want to do anything, what my understanding how this works is that each one of these conversations or chats that you have creates a framework on how this thing thinks. So I would use each chat for sort of these individual problems. Like for this particular case study, I would just use one chat. But if you want to change topics altogether, then you might confuse it, because it might think, hey, we're talking about this, we're talking about bond valuation, and now you want to talk about, I don't know, something in psychiatry or what have you, or some other random topic. So you may not, it gets, it likes to keep its topics together because it remembers what you've talked about and brings that back. You can refer to output that it's already done within that chat. So that's what's kind of nice. If you need to do something completely different, jump out to another chat. Here, we'll go back to the prompt. So you guys I would just recommend using this prompt. Let me remove my picture altogether. Use this prompt. It gets us pretty close. I've tried to get it to recognize that 8% that it needs to adjust that. And it's just not that smart for this particular aspect, where GPT-4, it nailed it right away. I was able to complete this entire assignment in about 15 minutes using 4. So that's and that's what I did last week. But yeah, go ahead and use this prompt right here to build on, would be my recommendation. And then play with the other ones as you go to come up. What you're going to be coming up with at the end is kind of a net present value, the value of the actual bond itself. So this gets us kind of close, but not perfect. But that's why I like 4, which I think is, again, got us within $11 without much tweaking at all. So there you go. So that's what you need to do for the assignment. Have fun. We're going to build upon this and play around with it more in different type of decision-making modes. I would say, from what I've gathered from watching YouTube videos, mostly, and podcasts on this, mathematical reasoning is one of its weaker areas. So we are definitely pushing it, especially at 3.5. We're pushing it with mathematical. It seems to do really well with statistics, though, which is odd. But pure math formulas, not necessarily its greatest point. Language, reasoning, some of those we'll play with that stuff. It seems to do really well with that. But there you go. All right, that's what we have this week. If you do have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out, and you know how to do that. You can either do that through text messages or emails. All right, everybody have a great week and have fun with this assignment. Don't stress over it too much, but play around with it. Have some fun. Look at the output. Do some other things with it. Again, we're kind of just dipping our toe in the water in the power of what this can do. All right, everybody, have a great week. Thanks.